I'm going to show you how you can import invoices from a text or Excel file into QuickBooks Desktop using Zed Axis. The first step in the process is to connect Zed Axis to your QuickBooks company file. So have QuickBooks open Zed Axis, select QuickBooks Desktop and click the Connect to QuickBooks button. The first time you connect, you'll be prompted by this permission screen. You need to say, yes, permit access to connect to QuickBooks, and click Continue. Now back in Zed Axis, you can now see that QuickBooks is connected to this company file. So the next step is to click on the Import tab, and we're going to browse to the file that we wish to import into QuickBooks. So with Zed Axis, we provide some sample templates, if you like, of transactions that you can import. These are held within the public documents Z folder. I'm going to choose one of those, which is some invoices that are contained within a text file. Once we open that, you'll see in this panel here the contents of the file are displayed. So we have a header row and we have two invoices, 1005 which has one row and 1006 which has two rows. So what I'm going to do now is create a mapping. So I select Add New Mapping. I select the import type that we wish to import, and that's going to be an invoice. And we begin the process of mapping the fields that are available in QuickBooks to the columns that are contained within the import file. So I know this is a customer name. I'm going to match that up against the name column in the import file. Match the invoice reference number. The fields marked in yellow are mandatory, so these are the ones we'll definitely need to map in order to successfully create the invoice. We need an item, which is the name of the product or service that's been sold, and we can add in here the rate and the quantity. So once we've created that map, I'm going to give it a name. And we're going to save it, so this can be used on subsequent imports. Once the map is applied, you can see the maps that is being used, and you'll see now the QuickBooks labels for the fields and what will be imported into them. So the next step in the process, if Axis needs to create either items or customers, it can do those on the fly. But what Axis needs to know is what type of items it should create if it needs to create them, otherwise it will match with existing ones. So we've set those up here as inventory parts. Click OK. Once that's set, that no longer needs to be set again. Now click on Import, and Zed Axis begins the process of validating the data, updating to make sure customers or items exist, and then begins the process of importing those transactions directly into QuickBooks. So we can now see that the import is completed and both invoices have been imported. Now very quickly we can click on this button here and it will actually open QuickBooks and display that transaction for us. So here we have the invoice that we just imported, number 1006. So very simply, that's the process to import transactions from a text file or an Excel file directly into QuickBooks using Zed Axis.